Meseches Kesubos daf tzadiches. The Gemara says, Almona sheshama la'atzma le'osav le'klum, if she evaluated for herself the property to be given for ksuba le'osav le'klum, and the Gemara explains the reason is because man shamloch. There's a tremendous machlikus rishonim in the understanding of this halach of man shamloch. Rashi learns that since she evaluated the property to buy it for herself from the Yisoyimim, so therefore, as if she never received the property, and the property never left the reshus of the Yisoyimim, and specifically when she sells it to somebody else, it's chal the mechira, the ran. And the Rashba learned understanding in Rashi is that since she's a shliach for the Yisoyimim to sell the property for the begover Kesubos, so therefore she's considered like a yad and a part and an extension of the hand of the Yisoyimim in the mechira. So therefore, in order to sell the property, the Yisoyid in the Maisa mechira is that the mechira has to leave the reshus of the seller and go into the reshus of the buyer. And since over here she is the seller on the behalf of the Yisoyimim, and she's also the buyer, she can't be the seller and the buyer. And the Ran says that over here you see a klal, likabalah, shlichus, in kol HaTorah kula, that if someone's a shliach on behalf of somebody to sell a property, he can't buy the property for himself. However, the Ritva over here says that the chesaron of man shamloch is that we're choishish that the valuation wasn't a proper evaluation, since she had a conflict of interest. She had in mind to buy it for herself, so therefore it's a chesaron in the shumos. The Machan Ephraim in Hilchos Shluchim clears the shayla if a shliach could buy a property for himself, and he says it's machlokes Ran and Ritva and our sugya. However, the Mishnah Melech is not like the Machan Ephraim. The Mishnah Melech says that be'emes, the Ritva could agree to the side of the Ran that usually by a shliach, the shliach can't buy the property for himself, because in order to make a ma'aseh mechira, the mechira has to leave the hands of the seller, and if the shliach is also the koina, the property never left the reshus of the seller. However, specifically in our sugi ba'almona, that the nechosim of emes in the reshus of the almona, so therefore she could be koina for herself, and she's not like a shliach on behalf of the Yisoyimim. Eine Machan Ephraim that continues be'arichas about this shayla, and he says that in the situation that the Sheliach stelled weg and said clear the price for the sale, then even the shliach could buy for himself, because then it's as if the Sheliach was maknet to whoever gives the price that he stated that he wants to receive for the sale. It's hard to understand what's the difference if there's halacha that in order to generate the mechira, the chayfetz has to leave the reshus of the moich and go into the reshus of the keach. What's the difference if the Sheliach said a specific price? So the beer in the Machan Ephraim is according to tremendous yisoy that's mavun in the sivis, eine besazalmen, is meirich in tremendous machloikas nesivis and kseisachosh and negabi the ged of das makne. The nesivis is mavur, like mentioned previous yurim, that das makne doesn't have to be mash for the chalois kinyan. For das makne, it's enough nichus ba'almo. If the makne is nicha to sell the property, so then the koina could be mash for the chalois kinyan. However, the kseisachosh learns that not like that, that das makne is mash for and makes the chalois kinyan. So therefore, Nesivis says you don't need G'darm of Shlichus for the Makna. So according to the Nesivis, as you said, you could explain the Machan Ephraim that in a situation that the Makna said clearly the price that he wants for the sale, it's not the pshat that the Shliach is a Shlucha Kamoisa for the Hakna. He's just a Maisa Koif Ba'alma, and Be'emes there's a Das Makne that generates the Hakno for this Kinyan Mitzad, the Sheliach himself, and the Shliach is just a Maisa Koif Ba'alma, so therefore the Shliach could be koine for himself. However, if the Sheliach doesn't say a specific price, then the understanding is that the Shliach is acting on his behalf, and he has a koyach to generate the chalos kinyan. So therefore, since it's yodi ki yodoi, and it's as if the shliach is being makneh the chayfetz, so therefore he can't be makneh to himself. The Machar Ephraim continues, and he brings a chiddush that if the shliach wants to buy the chayfetz, then he could make it someone else a shliach for him to be koine the chayfetz, and therefore the shliach could give the chayfetz to his friend to be koine on his behalf. And he says it's similar to the Gemara in the end of the second parak of Gittin, that the Gemara is mavur. Although the halacha is that a husband can't make his wife a shliach for the gerushin, if he made the wife a shliach to the gerushin and to give to someone else to accept the get on her behalf, then it's mahani. So here also, since the shliach made a third party a shliach to receive the chayfetz on his behalf, it's mahani shaper. However, the Machar Ephraim disagrees, and he says specifically by gerushin it's mahani, because be'emes the shliach is not the megarish, because ein other megarish eishes chaveroi, and the shliach is only on the ma'isa hilocha. So therefore, as long as she made a shliach to receive the get from her, so it's as if her husband gave the get through the ma'isa hilocha that she helped out to the hand of the shliach. However, over here by mechira, the Machar Ephraim says there's a specific halacha that you need a koina and a makna, and since the shliach is acting on behalf of the mishalech to be the makna, he can't be the koina and the makna in the same transaction. Yesh la'ayin tuvo in the Yesod of Machar Ephraim, it's totally the Yesodis of the Gdorim of Shlichus. I know Sameach and other Achorim declare what's together in Shluch Shel Adam Kamoisoi is a pshat that the Shliach is kiyada Meshaleach, and it's if the Meshaleach is doing the Maisa, or the Shliach is not considered the Baal HaMaisa, the Meshaleach is considered Baal HaMaisa, and the Achorim Matoilim Achlikas Rambam and Tur. What's the halacha if after the Shlichus the Meshaleach who was Nishtate became a Shoita after he made the shlichus? If the shlich is the Baal HaMaisa, then he could act on his behalf. But however, if the Meshalech is the Baal HaMaisa and the Maisa is doing it as if the Meshalech is doing it, so since the Meshalech is a Shaita, he can't make a Geish on his behalf. So it's mashman the Machar Ephraim that he's machalik between the shlichus of Geirushin and the shlichus by Haknoi. He holds by Gerushin, since ein od megarish ishes chaverus, therefore the shliach is not considered the Baal Megarish, and he's just making a Gerushin on behalf of the Meshaleach, and the Baal is the Megarish. However, by Kenyonim, it's as if the shliach is the makna, and therefore there's a chesron. There can't be one makna and koin in the same Maisa. And it's tzorchi, and you say that vorim, if the Machar Ephraim holds by Gerushin, it passes a shlichus, that the Meshaleach is the Baal HaMaisa, so why by Hakinyanim also can it work that the Meshaleach is the Baal HaMaisa? And it's further tzorchi, because Machar Ephraim himself holds, like mentioned before, like the Yesod and the Sivis, that in a situation that there's a Psikas Domim, it's considered as if the Meshaleach is the Makne and the Koine, and the Shliach is just the Maisa Koif Ba'almos. Why over here can it also be like that? It's Tzorchin Oid Bezeh. Moving from on, the moment Beis says a case by Shlichus by Me'ilo, that the Baal Bayis told the Shliach to give a Chaticha for the Orchim, and he want to discuss his Shliach L'Dvar Veira by Me'ilo. In the Sefer Yolas HaShacha, there's the interesting Ha'ora, according to what's Mavur and Kveger in Gittin, that according to Mandama, Oime Imru is possible that he holds that is a chesron of mili mims to the shliach, even in the first shliachs over here. When the Balabayis only told the shliach to give a chaticha l'orchim l'chor, it's a chesron of mili the mims from the shliach, and he says even though by mi'ilo, even a chereshet of a cotton could be a shliach salkochi, you see that you don't need a fire to get in shlichos. But he says it's tzorchin because in Vu and Toises in Gittin, even by Ksivas Haget, which does not need Dine shlichos, it's a chesron of mili. So you have to mechalik that over here. It's not a chesron of mili because just the Maisa Nesina Ba'alma. However, Beksivis a get, even though it's not a chalois gomer, but it is somewhat of a chalois that's chal hechsher get. So therefore, there's a chesaron of mili only beksivis a get. And Steinman is further that according to what's mavur, the bechershet v'kotten it passes shlichus. By Mi'ilas HaKoch, you don't need a Shlichus Gemura. That means it doesn't have to be Kamoise. It's if the Sheliach is doing the Maise Mila, as long as the Mila was done through the Tzivi of the Sheliach, that's enough to be considered as Maise Mila. And therefore, even the Chershet V'Katan, it's Mahani Mi'ilas, and Be'emes it's Mavur and the Merit. Similar to this Yisoid, by Tficha and Shlichus Yad, you don't need a fire to get in Shlichus and Tzorchim, because the Gemara in the beginning of the second parak of Kedushin asked that we should learn out Shliach L'Dvar Aveira in Kol HaTorah Kula from Mi'ilo, and if by Mi'il itself it's not a din Shlichus as if the Meshaleach is doing the Maises, how can you learn out from Mi'ilo to Shlichus and Kol HaTorah Kula? So he says you have to say that ain't Shlich L'Dvar Aveira is not the Pshat, it's not Chal the Shlichus by Dvar Aveira, rather it's not considered Asiyas Kamoisoi by a Midi the Aveira, so therefore the same way it's not considered Kamoisoi. By Me'ila, the Gemara compares the whole din called Terikula, it shouldn't be considered that the Asiyas Kamoisoi of the Mishalech B'chlal.